Hi, I'm Katie Kraushaar from Quincy Public Library, visiting QCT, Quincy Community Theater, today to talk to you about Merlyn and how he fits into the stories of Arthur. There are many questions around Merlyn. Is he a seer, a magician, a wizard, a child of demon? Is he a wild hermit, a bard, or just an ancient god? All of those explanations appear in the written stories and tradition and legends around him, so we're free to select the Merlyn of our choice. Geoffrey of Monmouth even gives Merlyn credit for moving magical stones all the way from Ireland to the Salisbury Plain, which is what we now today know as Stonehenge. But I tend to think of Merlyn as more of an interfering, manipulative old codger. He has planned Arthur's conception, birth, and rise to greatness, but he's also so much more than that. He spends a score of years training and planning and sending obscure messages and cryptic advice to make sure that all of his plans come to fruition. Merlyn served under Uther Pendragon, masterminding the opportunity for Arthur to be conceived and born, and the development of all that comes after comes from that point: a unifying leader, a strong kingdom, and a model for future lands to aspire to. He is charged with protecting the royal line, and Merlyn ensures a rightful heir to the throne that will further protect Britain. But because Uther and Igraine's actions are corrupt, Merlyn's plan is also corrupt, and that sets up the pattern for the betrayal and jealousy that plays out in Arthur's own love story. Though Merlyn was the wisest man of his time, he was also fallible, just like Arthur with his jealousy, or Lancelot with his infidelity, and every other person that we know. Merlyn trained and then fell in love with or became infatuated with Nimue, who was a nymph or a wise woman. She was also referred to as a goddess, depending on the edition of the stories that you're reading. She charmed Merlyn and weaseled out of him all of the spells, the charms, the wisdom that he had, and then she trapped him under a great stone and refused to let him go. In alternate versions of the story, Merlyn's withdrawal from the world is simply a choice that he makes. He doesn't want to interfere any longer, but he continues to influence Arthur's court, sending messages of warning or counsel as the need applies. His withdrawal is explained in one quote from the Tale of Percival as this: "Those who are gathered together here should believe what they see happen, and I would not that they should think that I had brought it about." So really retreating from the world in order to allow others to become stronger through that retreat. Merlyn appears both as a young man and an old man throughout the legends. He is wise as a young man and then very foolish in his dotage by trusting Nimue. We would do well to remember this ourselves. Age does not make us wise. We must seek out what is true and then make our choices accordingly.